Pulled my car keys. Alright, yeah. There we go. Pulled my car keys out of my pocket and walked over to where it was parked. Didn't care what had happened in the afternoon. For some strange reason, I felt the need to check what Claire told me. Check what happened to that book, and I have to do it now. I started the car and accelerated as fast as I could. On the way, I ran to Madison's mom's car. Obviously, they recognized me instantly, so I gave them a smile and went on about my business. Madison looked a little surprised, smiling back at me genuinely. I didn't want to stop for anything or anyone. I pressed the accelerator as hard as I could, trying to reach my destination as soon as possible. And as dangerous as it was, this time I had to go the fastest possible. At least I hoped that this time I wouldn't run into a human being on the road, or that another fucking incident would happen. I arrived at the same place where we stopped in the car a few days ago. I didn't know how, but I remembered approximately the route I had taken, and somehow or other I managed to get to the exact spot.
Yes, this is
definitely the place. I looked around, trying to remember what had happened, in which part of the road the accident occurred, and where we were walking until we reached the book. Fresh in my mind was the moment when Claire realized there was an object lying in the bushes. Okay, brightness.
What? A grimoire?
It's the grimoire.
What?
Alright, love.
A grimoire.
She seemed too surprised to have just found the book. Looking at it from another point of view, the rest of us were also surprised when we saw that book lying on the ground. Especially because of the bloodstains and the very particular symbols it had. However, when Madison, Andrew, and I reacted as if it was nothing important, well, I genuinely thought it was just an unfortunate coincidence. But there's been a series of slightly strange events that have made me doubt that. Just taking into account that Amelia hasn't shown up since yesterday, there's already a lot to say. This was a time when I needed someone's support the most. And that someone was Mr. Harrison. God, that man gave the best advice a human being could give. Remember, he always helped me when I first left my parents' house, checking to make sure I was always eating properly. It's a pity that the poor man is sick, but it's quite normal considering the death of his wife. But if he were here, it would be a very different situation for the five of us. He will probably help us find a solution that made sense and improved everyone's mood. Even if there was no solution, he would tell us not to complicate our lives if he didn't think it was important. And the real problem was whether it mattered. I hope and want that these are nothing more than coincidences as I have believed up to this time. I cannot imagine what to do if it were otherwise. I looked for several minutes for an indication that the book was in the same place. But there was so much dirt and so many bushes that it was a bit difficult for me to understand if I was going the right way. After an intense search, I came across a peculiar object that looked like something out of a horror movie. It was an extremely old book with a musty smell, written in who knows what language and bloodstains.
Yeah, it has to be this one.
It has to be this
The
one.
look is unmistakable.
The look is unmistakable. Seeing that my car was stopped in the middle of the road, a vehicle stopped for a moment to see if something had happened to me. That man stuck his head out of the car window and blew his horn, asking if everything was okay. Apparently I looked like I had a flat tire or something.
Mind your own business.
Damn, maybe he's just curious. The man's expression of kindness changed immediately when he realized I wasn't interested in his help. I received a generic insult as a consequence, and rightly so. I held up my middle finger to the man as he went grumbling to himself. Waited for him to leave and made sure no cars were passing by. It might have seemed like a rude act, but I couldn't risk being caught tampering with this book either. The consequences of anyone else finding out about it were unknown to me, and I preferred not to face them. I turned my gaze again to concentrate on my find. Then I knelt down and settled both hands on the ground. The sight in question was the weirdest in the world. It felt wrong just being near this object. It was like looking at something I knew I wasn't supposed to see. As if it were forbidden even to appreciate the figures marked on its pages. And the blood mark, so defined and now brown.
Means that yesterday's
blood was fresh. When we first found the book, red of the blood was intense, making it evident that it could belong to what we thought we ran over. But it wasn't until this moment that I realized maybe this was proof that something important happened that night.
Hold on!
Hold on. Oh, okay. Brightness. An intense flash illuminated my face. The silhouette of an elderly woman with long hair and a pale face appeared before me. In her sunken cheekbones, I could see that the woman was already very aged, but she still looked radiant, beautiful like no other. I feared I recognized that face. I feared she was who I was thinking of, not because it was bad, but because it meant that something really outside the realm of possibility might be happening to me.
Huh?
I didn't understand what was happening, and for the first time in a long time, I had that feeling you get when something inside you tells you that you're not part of this world. The feeling was like seeing myself in third person, through someone else's eyes. This did not stop the events following this from happening, nor did it stop the emotions from being transmitted to me in the first person.
Connie, please step away.
Connie, please step away? Huh? The expression on my face gradually changed as I confirmed who it was. I was in shock for a few seconds until I finally reacted.
Auntie?
It's Auntie?
Connie, my darling.
Connie, my darling, I'm so happy you recognize me.
It's been so long.
It's been so long since I last saw you. It was that time when you last tasted the stew you loved so much. The previous thing had seemed strange to me. This was beyond the limit of my reality, beyond what my mind was willing to comprehend.
But what? How?
I don't know how.
I don't have much time.
I don't have much time, my pretty boy.
No, you're dead. This can't be real.
We passed out? I shook my head hard and directed my fist toward my face. I punched as hard as I could, and when I felt I hadn't done enough damage, I punched my face again. Well? The woman made a gesture of concern and sadness, seeing how it was causing me harm.
Stop, please.
Yeah, you're freaking out, Aunt Mary.
But you can't be here.
You can't be here.
I was at your funeral.
I saw when they buried you.
My boy.
My boy, my dear, sweet boy.
Please.
Please, you have to listen to me.
Listen to me.
Doesn't matter if you believe me or not. Just do what I tell you. There is a presence hovering around you and your friends, waiting in the shadows.
I've done everything I can
to keep anything from happening to you, but it's getting more and more stronger every day. It's something very dark, so much so that even I, from this plane, can't do any further to help you.
I just came
to tell you, not to warn you to stay away from this place. You did something different than what was written, and it was in this place this change in your destiny occurred. This book is nothing more than proof of the darkness and negative energy that's all around you. Please put this book down and get out of here. You can't wait another second. We're gonna listen to Aunt Mary.
God, I don't understand a word of this.
Don't understand a word of this?
Why
I
are
mean,
you here?
why are you here and why right now?
And
I don't even know where to begin.
What do you mean by
a presence? And boy, you don't know how much I wish I could talk to you for one more second. There's nothing more I can do for you.
Run away, Connie.
Run away, Connie. The journal updated. Okay, life from side, da da da. Don't call this number. Tried to listen to his aunt's spirit. Okay. We're gonna listen to Auntie.
You're still in time.
You're still in
Don't
time.
let it be
It's
too
gonna be
late.
too late. Oh my Jesus.
Don't listen to him, please. Get away from him.
Okay, Aunt Mary, we're listening. We're gonna get away from him. And never forget that I love you, comrade. Always keep that in mind.
Always
Of
keep
course. We changed the text font. We don't need to. I just wanted to make it a little faster.
Wait! Don't go!
She has to go. After another intense flash and the sound I can't describe in words, my aunt's figure disappeared. Doesn't matter what the hell it's about, we need to go. Couldn't be real. There's no way a sane human being like me is going through this.
Auntie, I always dreamed of this.
I always dreamed of this moment, but I never would have imagined what happened in such a weird situation like this. I looked down at the book with anger, remembering every bitter moment that had happened to me since that night. I had no one else to blame except Amelia, of course, but she felt that way too as a result of finding this damaged book. Well, this damned book.
You damn.
Yeah, let's get away from the book now, Conrad.
Who the hell do you think you are?
He's not listening. The boy's not listening.
You're nothing but a stupid inert object. Nothing more than that. This whole thing about a curse, about a presence, is all just bullshit. Amelia's bullshit to get the attention of
Amelia's
all of us.
bullshit to get
It's all your
attention
damn
of
fault.
all of us. It's all your damn fault.
If we hadn't found you
that night, at least we would have left peacefully knowing that it was all an unfortunate incident. But not. Your damned appearance only confirmed to us that there was someone behind it all. It's your fault. You hear that? Bastard book? Your fucking fault. Okay. And I'm going to be the one to end all the stupidity once and for all. By getting away, I hope. Oh my god.
This is what you want, right? This is what you fucking want!
Was that Snick I always read? I don't know. Lit the flame of the lighter and brought it close to the pages of the book. Just one move. A little tilt in the pages of this will be burning. It's gonna end once and for all. Should we burn the book? Are we supposed to burn? I don't know. Keep the book. This will have consequences. Wait! We're gonna burn the book. Burn the book. No, wait. Okay. You know what? We just gonna keep the book. We have consequences either way. We're gonna keep the book. I'm really about to start burning. I feel like bad things gonna happen to Conrad if we burn this book. We have to listen to the aunt. I said I retract my hand, blowing out the flame and extinguishing the lighter. I spat on the ground and stood up. Standing up, I contemplated the scene around me. I thought about how stupid I must have looked yelling at an inanimate object. The good part was that there was no one around. At least they could be noticed by me. What I did notice was a strange wind. A wind that came from several directions, which became apparent as my hair became messy and the cold sensation ran through my limbs. I wonder why. Gradually more wind and more mist gathered around me. And then my surroundings, with little illumination I could receive thanks to the moon, was fading in a matter of seconds. Every object from the grass to the road to my car, all of it began to fade. It was like entering a nightmare, and as if the light itself was being swallowed up. I didn't even want to think about what this could mean, but I was more confident that it was just my imagination and nothing dangerous could happen. Then, with all the darkness around myself and the chills running all over me, I felt the presence of someone close by. I couldn't see anything, barely distinguishing my own body in the darkness, my vision blurred. I felt the presence getting closer and closer to me. And after a few seconds of waiting for the presence to materialize, The person grabbed me by my right shoulder. I cried out in fear. Who am I kidding? It was panic. Pure terror. I had never experienced this feeling in my life. As a child, I was never afraid of ghosts or monsters. But the mere thought that most likely there was some kind of supernatural entity behind my back made me shudder by itself. I don't think ghosts or demons laugh like that. Cabaret laughter echoed in both ears. I could no longer distinguish whether it was a single person or several. Or maybe it was the same one but encompassing different points, spaces, moments. With no other choice and without the possibility of escaping, I knelt to the ground and closed my eyes. I folded my hands in prayer. He could have just went away. My Father who art in heaven, hallowed be. He was laughing.
Do you really think that's gonna work for you?
I mean, shit, that's all you got. A deep voice rumbled through every part of me as if coming out of myself. With barely the courage to formulate words and speak, I said the first thing that came to my mind.
Who are you?
I mean... Oh, I miss that phrase. It's been so long since I had set foot on this plane. I must admit that I even missed every one of those redundant and tedious questionings. I swallowed and tried to contain myself so as to not appear too nervous. But I couldn't help it. My teeth were shaking like never before. I had no control over my expressions. Please, just let me go. Seriously, I would never hurt a supporter of my fight. Let me clarify a few rules before I go. Do you agree? Now that you have touched this book, my most precious asset, you have the right to use it for whatever suits you best. It is and will be your property unless you voluntarily give it to someone else. Remember one thing, something very important. Every spell, incantation, ritual, or maleficum you cast with the aid of this grimoire, you'll be charged with sixfold torture in relation to the satisfaction you have received. So enjoy. Enjoy thoroughly the pleasures it can give you. Reach ecstasy, feel your most remote and murky fantasies, for this book will be your faithful servant, and you will be its master. That's all I can advise you. It's time for me to go. My time here is ending. Good luck, human. See you next time, if there is one. Damn, flashbang. Tense flash dazzled my sight, causing the presence to disappear. Slowly things returned to their natural state. Cicadas sang again, the road appeared before me, and the moon shone brightly. Had the mysterious presence disappeared? Indeed, it seemed so, for I found no other living being around me. When I noticed that I was really alone, I sighed deeply and put a hand to my chest. My heart was pounding a mile a minute. It felt like it was going to burst out of me. That was close. I had barely heard what the mysterious presence said to me. I didn't catch a glimpse of his face, so I couldn't tell who or what it was either. I didn't care. At least now I was safe and sound and away from that thing. I looked at the book again. Nothing very bad must be wrong with this, but thanks to it, I had finally understood what my aunt meant. I realized that her manifestation was nothing more than a plea for help from me, a desperate warning to keep myself from falling into the hands of this object. And it was so important that even her spirit asked me to stay away. I contemplated for a few seconds as I thought about what I was going to do.
Can't leave this
shit here either. I picked up the book with the utmost of caution and headed towards my car. Journal. Conrad survived. I stood aside and closed the door. A small moment of peacefulness and serenity returned to me. Amelia was right after all. There's something very, very fucked up going on here. I started the car and accelerated as fast as I could. At least I was alive. Nothing bad had happened to me today beyond a couple of scares. It could have been worse. I could have disappeared as well as Amelia did. I pity her so much now. I can't imagine what the poor thing must have suffered. And the only thing left for me is to look ahead and go home. It was the best I could do. For now. I know we're on chapter 3. We'll play into chapter 3 since we haven't touched this game since February. From the hallway I hear a piano being played with warmth and gentleness. It's easy to tell that a new day has arrived. You see how everyone in the house begins to mobilize, preparing for whatever awaits. Between some employees, including butlers, cleaning people, and so on, everyone is patiently waiting for a member of the family to give orders to carry them out immediately and to the leather. I said good morning to each of them, always showing them the biggest smile and trying to show charisma. I'm probably not the best person to say it, but I didn't like that some of them feel they should treat me as if I were a princess or something similar. But their excessive kindness is more than understandable considering the severity with which my parents could punish them if they found out that they didn't treat me with the utmost respect. And boy did I know about how stern my parents could be. Me being the first person they order around from sunrise to the last minute of the day. I could lose myself here forever. I love listening to Mom play the piano. It's one of my favorite activities. Although she doesn't like me listening to her, it brings back many memories of my childhood. Sadly not because it was better, but because it was a different and very distant time for me. After many minutes of self-convincing myself at the door of the music room, I finally took courage. I knocked on the door subtly, trying to get Mom's attention without causing too much noise. An unpleasant sound was heard from the music room, called by Mom hitting the piano keys. Immediately after this, I heard from the other side as Mom got up in a chair, walking towards the room door. For God's sake, Claire, what an impromptu way to knock on the door. Mom was wearing a beautiful light pink dress from the full length of her arms to her heels.
Sorry, Mommy.
Sorry, Mom, I just wanted to know if you were ready. Claire, I've said 1,000 times that I hate it when you refer to me that way. Yes, you're right. Mother, I just wanted to know if you were ready. Is that better?
Oh, yes.
Yes, better. Much better. God damn, are you not a mother? A mom? Like, mom, mother, same thing. It's still very impromptu to have to interrupt me at the music session, honey. Little children never do that. Besides, please, Claire, I'm your mother. You don't have any kind of authority to rush me.
You don't have any kind of authority to rush
She's impossible.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Stop apologizing and pay more attention to your clumsy acts, please. Okay, girl. Please. Anyway, I'm not going to waste my time on anyone's childishness. With a cold expression and stiffness in her movements, Mom came up to me and gave me a tiny kiss on my cheek. After all that, that's... I couldn't help but smile. Once I had to have done something at least minimally well enough for Mother to warm me with a kiss. It had been so long since she did that.
But what an inhuman hour
to not have the chore ready. Dad came out of the master bedroom, catching everyone's attention with a flattering tuxedo he was wearing. Oh dear God, another day they don't have the house clean by this time. And I'll change all these useless employees. Okay. Dad had walked past me, not even noticing my presence. Dad of the year. I approached him slowly, feet together, hands tucked behind my back.
Dad, good morning.
Dad, good morning. I want to ask if you... What do you need now, Claire? Huh?
Go on with
what you were going to say, and make it fast. And I believe that Dad had a real interest in whatever it was I was going to ask him. So far be it from him to pay me this last bit of attention.
Could you ask Johan?
You asked Johan if he can take me to candy store before school? You know, they say there are some new candies they brought from Asia. I've been dying to try one of them for days, even... Oh dear, what's this? You couldn't have picked the worst time to talk about something so irrelevant. No contact. Going no contact.
Your mother
Your mother and I are about to start another campaign, and we can't be distracted by this.
I
thought you understood long ago how important our jobs and our commitment to the party are, Claire.
Oh,
Oh yeah, well.
yeah. Well,
Nah, we gonna give him the work. We don't have to.
but
I am your daughter.
I mean,
I thought that warranted you giving me some importance. Don't you think? Dad looked at me quizzically, as if what I had just said was something otherworldly or completely incomprehensible to him. Quickly, his expression changed back to that common indifference that had been perpetrated on his face for years. It's your life, Claire. If you want to skip school and be a hopeless failure, of course you can go to the candy store. It's your choice. And please don't bother your mother and me again. Talk to you if anything is offered. And tell Johan to take you to the candy store, since you were so irritating about it. What?
Irritating.
Thank you, Father.
Thank you, Father. Try to get a little close to Dad, either to give him a hug or at least to wish him a good day. However, I knew well what was going to happen, and I was not wrong in believing it. Dad simply hurried his pace and pretended not to notice me. He avoided me. My own father avoided me. Nah. My eyes became watery, about to burst into tears if no one stopped me. I controlled myself, bringing my index finger to my eyes, wiping away the tears that were about to fall. I knew that if I didn't stop myself once tears started falling, there would be no human power that could stop my crying. And given the situation with my parents and how tense they were because of their political campaign, I wasn't going to cause them any more trouble. I had to fend for myself. I kept repeating the same phrase in my head, trying to cheer myself up. Johan, one of my dad's chauffeurs and the one who took care of me when I wasn't at home, approached me when he saw me with legs shaking my face down.
Oh,
Miss, don't worry. Johan was a very nice guy, not much older than 30. He had been working for the family for a couple of years, which was really surprising given how quickly we changed personnel. I considered him as a member of the family. Always supported me when I was not strong enough on my own.
Come on.
Mom, still a lot of the day to go. It's too early to give up, don't you think? I was able to make eye contact with him. I waited a few seconds for the tears in my eyes to finish drying. When I felt ready, I turned my gaze at him and faked a smile.
Of course.
Horace, it's a wonderful day. I had learned to fake emotions from a very young age, to the point where I could change my mood in a matter of seconds if I put my mind to it. I wasn't sure if everyone believed me, but at least I was good at faking it if the situation called for it.
Give me a second.
Give me a second, okay?
I'm just going to
my room to get my books and my cell phone.
Of course.
Of course, at your service, miss. I smiled again, although this time with a much more subdued face and squinting my eyes a bit. I nimbly climbed the stairs, reaching my room and opening the door with a single movement.
Why?
What's happened to me? I was having trouble breathing properly, mostly by my lungs inflating and deflating rapidly and irregularly. What's going on? You've cried enough today. Don't do it again. Don't be a goofball. Minor thoughts made me control my feeling of grief a little. I frowned and tried to turn this emotion into anger. It worked temporarily, but it was only a matter of minutes before I was overcome by sadness again. Realizing I was about to cry, I closed my fist tightly and stood in front of the mirror.
No, Claire, you're not
gonna cry again. I heard my parents' car being started and driving away. Now I was really alone. Away from my parents, I mean. Alone I have never been. Always surrounded by people, worrying about what I do or don't do, and what might happen to me. I'm really surprised if when I left my room, there was an army of people asking if everything was okay, because of the screams I made. However, at the end of the day, I was sure that they have a genuine concern for what happened to me, even though they were just workers and got paid for it. Staring at my reflection, trying to find some serenity in it. Mom and Dad have already left for work. You've nothing else to worry about. This time I smiled. And I smiled with a peace of mind. Finally felt liberated for today. Opened the door to my room to confirming that Johan was outside it.
Is it time
Time to go to school already?
Yep.
Yep. Now it's time to go. Johan and I left the house through the front door. The day greeted us with a beautiful clear sky and the sun that lifted my spirits just to look at it.
Don't you feel like
the sun is smiling today? Of course, miss. This day is exceptionally special. Any particular reason? Not really, but I don't. You find the birds singing and the sound of the wind hitting the leaves the trees enough to make you smile today? You may be right. My parents have always put too much pressure on me, and on more than one occasion, I feel like I can't cope with my own life anymore. Johan has been there whenever I have needed him. He has changed his position on more than one occasion. He's worked as a cleaner's boy, a butler, and for a few months now he has become my personal chauffeur. I didn't like to feel that I had someone obey my orders, but surely he was much better off working with me than if he was still strictly under my parents' orders.
So, we're going to that
We're going to that store with the Asian candy? My face lit up. I didn't know Johan had overheard the conversation I had with my parents, just saying that he had already made my day. But just saying that he had already made my day a little bit better.
Thank you.
Thank you. I said with as much affection as I could put into an expression. After that, Johan opened the car door, helping me into the back seat. Then Johan climbed into the driver's seat to start our journey. School was unusually active. Ricefield Academy isn't exactly known for having a small student body or a quiet atmosphere, but you could say that unusual events were pretty rare here. Into the classroom, seeing several groups of students at various points in the room. Nearly everyone glanced my way as soon as I walked in. None of them held their gaze for more than a couple of seconds. Among all the groups of students, there was only one that I was interested in approaching. And that was a group of Amelia, Andrew, Madison, and Conrad, of course. Conrad being originally the reason I liked hanging out with all of them. However, to be honest, over time I had grown accustomed to hanging out with Andrew and Amelia as well. I couldn't say we were closest friends yet, but there weren't any issues among us. That didn't happen with Madison, unfortunately. Besides that, little by little, I felt like we were forming a kind of bond within the group, which had grown over the past few days. I actually enjoyed being with them. Good morning. Andrew turned to me and sighed in greeting. He tried to force a smile, but was too distressed. Andrew's spirits had been sickened day by day since Amelia disappeared. It felt as though he was nearing his breaking point. Class's door opened, revealing a student with a dark circle under his eyes and a tired expression. Door into the classroom, barely able to take halfway coordinated steps.
You look like you just ran a marathon.
He just ran a marathon. Madison rushed to Conrad's side, touching his face and checking his abnormal appearance.
Conrad,
Conrad?
what did you do?
What did you do?
Are you alright?
Are you alright? We all thought the same thing. His appearance was just like Amelia's the day before. Conrad had just that expression and surprise and detachment from the world, as if he had just seen the devil himself.
There's something very
strange going on in their lives.
Uh-huh.
Conrad sighed and stared at nothing for a few seconds.
You dumbass.
For God's sake, speak up already. Honestly.
I don't
even understand what you're talking about.
Don't tell me you
Don't tell me you went to
the place
of...
Yes.
Yes, I did.
I went back to that place. To the place where
we thought we ran over that person.
I found the book again.
Found the book again, and just when I touched it,
a spirit warned
me to stay away from it. What did you mean by a spirit? I was sure we all asked the same question, but no one dared to say them. The students around turned to look at us in surprise.
A what?
A what? I mean, no. Ghosts aren't real. They're just scary stories, right? I don't understand.
She told me it was
She told me it was too dangerous.
Then,
And I don't know what happened. I just remember that there was a fog all around me and I heard a voice. I heard a voice next to me.
I felt a
I felt a hand on my shoulder and it was the scariest thing I ever felt in my whole life.
I didn't have
I didn't have the courage to go home. I was wandering around the city all fucking night. At this point I could tell you had all had a genuine interest in whatever was going on. Journal update. Claire complained to her father. Cameron told the group that he saw ghosts. She liked reading, candy, piano. She's a Virgo, birthday September 13th. Don't recall that phone number, and she's 17. Claire Macmillan. It just couldn't be a coincidence anymore. There were too many things going on. And that weird feeling that had been haunting me for days, it all seemed to fit together. There was something supernatural going on in our lives. I don't know if it's exactly the same, but yeah, I know there's more than just coincidence. Believe me, there was something very fucked up behind the accident and the old book we encountered. Even though we were all now aware that we got into something, we were far from understanding what exactly was happening to us.
I'm not really sure.
I mean, are all of us who were there that night of the incident supposed to suffer the consequences or something?
It could be.
Could be. What happened to comrades doesn't sound like an isolated event. Let me check the purpose sense real quick. Oh, I guess there are voices. I don't know, I had the volume down so I couldn't hear as much, but alright.
What the fuck's going on?
I don't wish it on you guys at all. I swear what I experienced last night was simply the worst thing I ever experienced.
I can't deal with this.
It was terror in its purest sense. I never even imagined something like that was possible.
You think so?
I haven't experienced any kind of supernatural event like what Conrad is saying.
I'm not really sure.
But I've also had that feeling that there's always something next to me. Okay, I don't know. Since the night of the incident, I haven't been able to sleep more than 2 hours all night. That would drive me crazy.
You got it.
You gotta be prepared knowing that it's gonna affect all the 5 of us sooner or later.
Not for me.
We were part of this from the moment that person we just ran over was missing. Yeah, unfortunately. Let me move that.
I don't get it.
I just don't get how this has gone this far. Didn't the incident happen a couple of days ago?
We
Flashback.
did something. I don't know what, but we did it. And I'm afraid it's a bad omen. An augury that something bad is coming. All I know is that there is something behind us. Something we woke up last night when we thought we ran over it.
Amelia.
No, she wasn't lying.
Damn.
This is possible. She spoke to me that day. Man, now we crying in the middle of class though. Okay. The day of her disappearance, she told me that she was investigating about everything that happened to us.
Damn it. If only I had paid a little more attention.
Andrew.
It's not your fault. Amelia was...
Nah, I don't think so.
We're not gonna accomplish anything by whining and wasting our time.
That can't be possible.
I know we should have paid more attention to it, but now we are certain that this will not happen again.
Not happening.
But of course it can happen again.
On it.
We have to do something. Or we have to do something.
I'm not gonna rest until I find a solution.
We can investigate, ask someone for help. I don't know. We had to come up with something.
Amelia.
She was already looking into this.
No.
Amelia, she's fine.
Damn it!
I think it's disrespectful for us to talk about her out of guilt. No, she probably disappeared because of us.
Damn it.
Yeah, she was Madison's friend too. Don't you think it doesn't hurt me to think that Amelia might be dead because of us? The four of us were silent when we heard this. It sounded too heavy to be real. Amelia was always the girl who made everyone happy just by looking at her. She'd reach out to others when they were sad and played the role of go-between when there were arguments. Arguments? I'd say. It was hard just to imagine that it was quite possible that we would never see her again. And as if the emotional charge of the conversation wasn't enough, looks from the students only got more intense. 2 days, Madison. It's only been 2 days. Amelia could have gotten lost somewhere. Maybe she's even doing research for us right now. Open your eyes, Andrew. Please. We need to investigate on our own. I don't want the same thing to happen to us. I don't want to disappear too. I don't want to see ghosts. I don't want to go through everything Amelia went through after disappearing. Girl, let it out. I just can't deal with this. I can't believe this is real. Sorry, taking one of us. More proof you need that something's going on. Taking into account everything that had been mentioned so far, the mystery of whatever was happening to us was far from being solved if we didn't find the root of the problem. At the rate we were going, it was like looking for a needle in the haystack, with no direction to follow. Therefore, there was something very important for us to know. The origin of everything. Yeah, that's a good place to start. If we only knew who we ran over that night, perhaps we would have a clearer path to follow. And that mission was up to me. I knew that no one else among us could find out about this the way I could. I decided to get the attention of the others.
I'm not really sure.
Guys, I have to go now.
Are you alright?
You can tell us, you know.
I'm sorry.
There's something I have to do.
Well, la-dee-da.
I'd give you a ride wherever you're going, but just this morning my car wouldn't start again.
Great.
Only to make things worse, of course.
Oh, don't worry.
I don't think you could help me much on this. And guys, please don't leave the school. Stay here. I have some business to take care of on my own. I promise I'll tell you what it's about as soon as I know something.
Not happening.
You can't just leave. Look at the situation we're in. Max stepped closer, raising her index finger and narrowing her eyes. But before she could say anything to me, I interrupted her.
Madison!
Yeah, listen to Claire, girl. I shouted to stop the discussion before it reached a tense point again. Max was probably expecting me to continue arguing, so it was surprised for her to experience a sudden change in how our conversation usually went.
In your dreams.
Please, girls, don't go arguing again.
Oh, shut up!
Yeah, stay out of this, Conrad. Mind your business.
Guys, please.
There's no time for this. Andrew turned to Madison and frowned, expecting her to be friendlier towards me. Madison stared at Andrew for a few seconds, trying to convince some unspoken message.
I'm fine, Andy.
I'm fine, Andy.
Take care of yourself, please.
Oh, who? I don't know what I said. Whatever. Take care of yourself, please. I felt confused by that phrase. It was strange for Madison to have any consideration for me. The consideration's a thing. Didn't she hate me more than anyone else in the world just a few days ago? Times have changed. The situation we were going through was pretty unusual, though. Maybe none of us were ever acting with a clear mind. In any case, I didn't want to give the matter more thought than necessary. I nodded and walked away from them.
Huh.
Walked toward the main stairs with the gazes of all the students on me. This time I didn't know why they were turning to look at me, maybe because of the weird conversation we just had now. There are many reasons why neither of us could go unnoticed, but this time I wasn't going to let what people said affect my life. So many times I let my parents control how I behave. I'm not going to let stupid rumors make my day even worse. Hell yeah. I was walking through the school corridors trying to make my way to the exit and get some fresh air. Everything that happened was about to trigger a crisis and make me burst into tears. Just down one of the hallways I was walking, a group of teachers were leaving a meeting. And among those teachers was the school's highest authority, Cornelia Gibson. With a name and face like that, you know she means business. Her first reaction was to greet me, feeling engaged by my presence.
Miss Macmillan, good to see you.
Oh, she's the principal. That's why.
Huh? Good morning.
Is everything alright? You seem a little scattered. Scattered? Yes, probably. It's okay, don't put too much pressure on yourself. I'm sure Mr. and Mrs. Macmillan wouldn't want their precious daughter to be stressed. I doubt they care. I guess you're right. Evidently, nothing this woman was saying was relevant to me. It took me a few seconds before I completely lost interest in the conversation. I was about to leave when a sudden thought crossed my mind. She was the one pulling the strings of the institution, the person who should know everything about everyone. Most likely she had an idea of what was going on here. I knew that Cornelia Gibson was politically committed to my parents' career, as they were the ones who supported her for the position of headmistress. So she was obligated to give me an answer, however vague, but one that would point me in the right direction. So she could help, but she ultimately could not be the final say-so when giving us the answer. Although maybe not as much as you have been lately. I'm afraid I don't understand what you mean, Miss Macmillan.
I'm not really sure.
You do, you certainly do. Is it? I don't know. Something serious going on? You think it's strange that some unexpected things are happening at school? Her remark was undoubtedly out of the ordinary. The headmistress was initially taken aback, showing no expression. They immediately asked what I meant by it. It consists of a hint of dissatisfaction in that statement, am I correct? A hint of curiosity, actually. What's happening here doesn't seem normal to me. She fixed her gaze on me, raising the eyebrows slightly. I could almost detect a trace of doubt or evasion in her expression. It is not sufficiently clear to me what you are referring to. Think about it. I don't believe you've noticed what's happening around you. Mr. Harrison has returned this Monday and mysteriously went AWOL again 2 days later. Sorry? I don't know what you're talking about. Either she's in denial, or she's also trying to avoid reality. Which I guess is denial. I sensed some nervousness in her response, which prompted me to continue to prod her for more information. Don't you find it odd that Amelia Smith had disappeared so suddenly? Now that you mention it, Miss Macmillan, it is possible there seems to be something strange going on, surely. Do you have any ideas? I'm asking you the same question. What do you notice about today? Today? Well, today, let me think. There were a couple of meetings with the teachers. We have upcoming audits and also, oh, Mr. Lawson. Yes, that's right. Mr. Lawson came rushing in this morning, very agitated. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Strange? Well, yes. Perhaps not. Upon further reflection, after all, students are indeed students, exhibiting the same impulsive behaviors as any child. It appears to me that you may not find your own response entirely satisfactory. Do you? What are you playing at, Macmillan? I'm afraid I'm not understanding this whole interrogation. Conrad appears to have confronted something extraordinary. It's quite conceivable that it may be connected to the school itself. And what a coincidence that you mentioned Conrad Lawson after everything he said today. Nevertheless, you have explicitly stated that you are entirely unaware of what is occurring. Which leads me to consider the possibility that you might be being untruthful, but no, you are not the type of person to lie, are you?
I will not accept one more disrespect towards me.
You're the one who asked the question, Macmillian, and stop answering me in such an insolent manner. So I assume you don't know much more than you seem to.
Little
I request you
girl.
stop this. This conversation is not appropriate. I am somewhat weary of how intrusive you have become. It seems you have forgotten that there is an authority dynamic between us. And no matter how much power you may think you have over me, I will always remain one step ahead of you, Miss Macmillian.
Why would you do that?
Why do you behave that way with us? What do you know that we don't? I am not acting in any way that is unusual, Macmillian. I am merely doing my job as the head of this institution. I'm not going to let you, a childish little girl,
Who barely has a brain, tell me what to do and what not to do.
okay, step on my lines, I won't step on yours. Listen to me. I'm going to find out the truth, and I swear to you that if you bear even a small part of responsibility for this, I'll make you face the consequences. Clock that.
Please, let me explain.
That's possible. Clock it. That's enough. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about this. Stop chasing me. I don't know why this is happening to you. A strange expression of anxiety came over the principal's face. There was definitely something shady behind that pretty face and her false cordiality, but she didn't seem willing to confess it so easily. I shook my head and looked away, waiting for her to calm down a bit. It made me nervous to see her like that. Having accomplished all I could for now, I decided it was time to move on. Have a nice day. I made sure to look as enraged as possible as I walked away from her. Maybe that was too impulsive, but at least it confirmed my suspicions that the headmistress was hiding something important. In the hallway, I contemplated the path to my classroom, evaluating the possibility of not going to class for the rest of the day. I nodded and walked in the opposite direction. I left the school long before classes ended. I was aware that this would represent one less point of attendance in all the classes of the day, but at that moment my priorities were other. Johan was waiting for me in the car, and I left the school. When he saw me, he immediately got out of the car and waited for me to approach him.
It's still, a little early, don't you think, miss?
Yes.
Oh, Johan. You have no idea what happened.
Something very unpleasant by the look on your face, I guess.
I know it's a little weird for me to ask this of you under the circumstances, but I need you to take me to a place.
Oh, you wish to go to the Asian candy store we were talking about?
No, Johan, not to that place. It's a government office.
It's a bit strange, your request. Besides, your parents.
My parents don't need to know about this. Let's go to the car. I'll tell you the address.
John paused for a few seconds to think about what I had just asked him. However, this guy has always been very friendly to me and follows me in every plan. Enough for me to tell my parents. So it didn't take long before he agreed to take me to the place I asked for.
As you command, miss.
John opened the car door and gave me his hand to get in. After closing the door, he immediately climbed into the front seat and started the vehicle. It was a matter of minutes before we got to where I wanted to go. God, don't let what I'm about to do be foolish. What is she about to do? We arrived at the entrance of a large building surrounded by security cars and personnel everywhere on the premises. I got out of the car on my own without waiting for Johan to help me.
Wait, miss! Are you going to go to that place by yourself?
Yes, we are. Oh shoot, wrong way. There we go.
Please, Johan, I need to do this.
I walked away in a hurry to prevent him from changing my mind. I stepped toward the entrance of the building. See a gigantic sign announcing the name of the place. Baxter Field City Public Safety and Security Offices. First glance, security guard at the entrance prevented me from entering the building.
Yes, miss, can I help you?
No.
Hello. something in one of the offices. Could you give me access, please?
Looking at the man's face, he didn't seem very convinced that someone like me entered the establishment. Maybe because of my nerves or lack of confidence. Something about me didn't give the best appearance of someone who would visit a place like this. I have a student uniform after all.
This is not the most appropriate place for someone like you.
Okay, understood.
Please go back to school. You should be taking classes by now.
It's for school activity, actually. I need to check some video files.
Doesn't sound convincing.
Do you have the necessary permissions for that?
No, I'm afraid not. Please, I'll take care of getting those permissions, but let me into the building, please.
I'm sorry I can't grant you access with such vague identification.
Man didn't look like he was going to change his mind easily. I hate to do this because it makes me feel like I'm going to try to depend on my family, but I had no choice.
My father would be very grateful.
Although side warning or persuasion might be the key to getting the man to give in to my request.
Who is your father, miss?
Maybe my last name will tell you something. I'm Claire Macmillan.
Macmillan?
Yes, Macmillan.
Macmillan? Oh, are you Sarah and Anthony Macmillan's daughter?
That's right, sir.
But you should have said so before! Please, accept my apologies. I didn't know who you were.
Thank you, sir. You are very kind.
We are at your service.
I guess they did one good thing. Glances at me from everyone inside were evident as soon as they saw me enter. I felt a little too stared at with dozens of people wearing the same confused expression. Was it so strange for a student to show up at a government office? Anyway, I tried not to pay more attention than deserved and headed towards the reception desk. A girl in her 20s was in charge of attending to anyone who entered the place. Before I finished approaching her, the girl had already spoken to me.
Welcome, miss. Can I help you with anything?
Yes, I'm actually interested in consulting some information.
Oh, but aren't you too young to be in a place like this?
Yes.
No, this is bureaucracy at its finest. I don't understand why someone like you would want to come.
Maybe you're right about that part. This is nothing more than, well, a place loaded with interesting characters, so to speak.
You have a sense of humor. Well then, how can I help you?
I need to check if there are any records about this place. Took a small piece of paper out of my purse with an address written on it and placed it on the table. The young girl took the paper and then turned to look at me.
I don't get it. What particular interest could you possibly have in this? I'm not really sure.
I didn't know how to explain what was going on without sounding totally crazy. So I'd already seen from my appearance that the reason for my inquiry was nothing more than childishness. I could make up some kind of excuse like saying that it was about a school project, for example. Perhaps the best way to approach her, though, was to be honest. I don't know the best way to approach this. I don't know. So true? I don't like that. I'll make something up. Investigate about level of paving on the roads and outskirts of the city. Yes, there you go. Sure, arched eyebrows and looked me up and down. All in all, what I said seemed to have not convinced her very much, and it seemed exactly that. Chris used to avoid saying the real reason I was here. Let's go back and try the other way. First night, we had an incident on the road, outside the city, in the middle of nowhere. We thought we had hurt someone by accident. Hoping that's why I looked around. She seemed to have been very surprised that I said that to her, or I seemed perhaps even a little horrified.
Hey, I don't know what your name is, but...
We'll see if the honesty worked. I don't know.
It sounds very strange what you're telling me, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even understand frankly what you're looking for.
I don't know if she knows either. I don't know. You need to check if there are any security cameras nearby on the road at the address I gave you.
Yes, that's clear to me, but what a strange way to phrase it.
That was too much preamble, wasn't it?
Yes, a little. Look, girl, just go back to your classes, okay? Whatever it is you're looking for, I'm sure you're not going to find it here. Please.
I beg you to listen, please. Very important for me to check an event that happened a few days ago in that place.
Once again, girl, go away. This is no place for you.
So everywhere I said made the girl more and more reluctant to give me an indication of whether there were even cameras on that road. But I wasn't gonna give up. I'd rather do anything than go back empty-handed and a failure on my conscience. I think my purse opened in front of the girl. Money? Inside the purse were several large bills, plus some coins and many cards. You have permission to use it all. Use all of this. Please take it. Well, she's fixated on the money, though. Perhaps this was a moral way to go about it, but at least I had managed to cause her the last hesitation in her strictness.
I'd rather lose my job 1,000 times than accept a bribe.
Damn.
And take my advice. Don't think that everything can be solved with money in this life.
She ain't wrong.
If there was even a slight chance of getting me to give you access to these videos, now you've lost it.
Damn.
Huh?
So there are security cameras.
Ugh, go away, please. You've already made me speak too much.
You have nothing to lose, and you have a lot to gain by giving me access to those videos. I can do a lot of things for you.
You're scaring me.
Oh, now I'm scaring her. I'm serious. Oh, your salary in one day.
Girl, what are you talking about?
I hated doing this. I felt cruel, mean-spirited, and taking advantage of my financial position. I had no other choice. I had exhausted all my alternatives, and this girl wasn't planning to change her mind. There was no turning back. We were already at the most critical point in the conversation.
May I have your full name, please? Claire Macmillan. Of course, that explains a lot.
But she's good, though. She's good.
I don't want a penny of dirty money. The amount of trouble I could get into over this. And I value my job very much. I have a family that depends on the salary I'm honestly paid for working very hard every day.
I'm more angry, the receptionist tossed a small piece of paper toward the table. Now make eye contact with me again.
Security camera recordings for the last week from that area are in this room.
Okay.
This ticket is your entry pass. If you lose it, there is not another one. I'm sorry.
Swear I'm not usually like this, and she's not. Yeah, we made her mad. Yeah, this was an option we had. Given circumstances, it was much more important for me to be able to contribute something to this whole situation that has affected us so much in the last few days. This was just the way forward to find the answers I was so desperately looking for. Okay. I think we'll probably have to, we'll save it here, and we'll do another part really soon. Let's see. How do I get back to the... Okay. So, we'll do another part very soon. I completely, unfortunately, forgot about this game because I have several games I'm supposed to play. I gotta check my emails to play those games as well that were sent to me. I haven't had the chance to do it yet. But this is Devil's Whisper. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Another part will be coming very, very soon. We're in chapter 3. Hopefully y'all enjoyed, and I'll catch y'all on the next one.